Today, we're about to board Air France's brand new business class from Chicago International Airport to Zurich, Switzerland, on tickets that should have cost us around $12,000, but thanks to miles and points and a couple of travel hacks, we only paid $325. And today, we're going to explain those travel hacks and show you how you can use points and miles to book this flight for yourself. And of course, we'll give you a full review of Air France's brand new business class on their A350. If you haven't seen it, last year we actually took Air France's business class, an older model.
This is amazing. This is the best thing I've ever done in my whole life.
From JFK to Charles de Gaulle. And not only was that our first ever business class, but that was also the start of our honeymoon. So the Air France team treated us like royalty and gave us probably a little bit too much champagne for us to give a proper review of it, even though we tried our best.
So obviously Air France has a special place in our hearts, and we cannot wait to see how the old Air France business class stacks up against the new Air France business class. So we are in Chicago right now. Our business class seats get us access to the lounge. Unfortunately, Air France doesn't have a lounge here, but Delta does because they're partners. So we're gonna enjoy the Delta lounge, and we'll see you when we board the flight. Business, business. We're back, baby. We're so back. We are so back. This is awesome. I'm so excited. It feels so good to be back in business again in Air France. Air France is the best business that we've been in so far. We've only been in business one other time, which is Latin Airlines, and Air France is superior in all ways. Very excited to be here. So if you're not familiar, whenever you book a business class flight, you get a couple things that you know you're going to get at your seats. The first thing is going to be the house shoes, pillow, nice and fluffy, and of course a blanket. This one's pretty cool because it's quilted, so it's like gray on one side and then like navy on the other side. And then you always get a welcome glass of champagne.
All right, as we get ready for departure and takeoff, let me show you what our trip looks like. We have 3 flights lined up on the same booking. First, we're kicking things off in Air France's brand new business class on their A350, flying from Chicago to Paris. Not a bad way to start. From there, we'll have a 4-hour layover where we'll take a smaller flight from Paris to Amsterdam, and then finally from Amsterdam to Zurich. Both will be in European business class. But the best part, we booked this entire trip with points and miles and just 83,000 points for the both of us. So if you're curious how we pulled that off, stick around till the end of the video and I'll share exactly how we did it. Plus, how we scored a 4-day layover in Amsterdam to make the most of our trip. But for now, back to Erin with the Amenity Kit.
And the last thing that you get is an Amenity Kit. So this time, this looks to be like the same Amenity Kit that we got last time, but Will's is white. So I'm very curious. We're gonna open his. Gotta pop the seal. First things first, eye mask. One side, off the other side, so it looks like your eyes. Toothbrush, earplugs, nice socks, toothpaste, pen, and look, I think we got 2 lip balms this time. Can report that the Amenity Kit is pretty much the exact same as last year. It's still exciting, still love getting an Amenity Kit. It's a nice perk of flying business class. But now we're gonna kick it off to Will so he can show you the seat tour.
Welcome to Air France's brand new business class. Like Erin said, I'm here to show you around the seat, which is so exciting because this one's so much different than last year's. You have everything in here, from a door that's controlled by the flight attendants, so after service they will let us take advantage of that. Tray top table here. Comes out. Pretty good workspace to work on, quite nice. Then you have your full purpose table over here. You have a little cubby for headphones, mirrors, and whatever else you can fit in there. There's a water bottle in there now, but there's not a whole lot of space compared to the last one. I was able to fit a lot more in the last one, to be honest with you. And then we have our tablet. So this is actually how you control the TV above you. It's actually really cool that it's like a whole tablet. I mean, cool. I mean, come on. It's like a little iPad. And then over here, there's a little cubby. That's what I'm keeping my headphones in. It's not a whole lot of space, but it's good enough. And then behind you is a huge, massive cavern that goes back through there. That's where my feet go, so whenever I lay down. And above you is the TV, because you can even press this button and it comes out. And then in the middle of Erin and I, we have the main tray table here is a wireless charger with a couple of ports as well. Super cool, super easy to charge things. It's a great addition. And in the middle of our cabin, between Erin and I, there's a wall that if I press and she's being annoying, I can just turn her off. It's quite nice. It's a good feature. I mean, check this out. Arguably the coolest part of this seat. Oh yeah, some privacy. We have a whole host of buttons. Similar buttons over here, but you can call your flight attendant, you can dim the lights here, and you can control your seat, which is really cool. The head flight attendant actually came over and I was talking to him. So whenever they retrofitted these 1 year ago, it's actually 30-year anniversary from the old model that you might see, or the one that we flew last year. And this plane is super quiet. It's almost kind of awkward to talk out loud. I don't think you need noise canceling headphones either, because it's literally silent in here. It's kind of, I want to say eerie, but it's weird that it's this quiet in a plane. I've never been in a plane this quiet before. Alright, so we just got our appetizers for our dinner and our third glass of wine. It's been about an hour and a half. So they're in the same track record as they were last time. We have all kinds of stuff, and this is just the appetizers. They have 3 different kinds of cheese, butter, biscuit, or I guess bread roll, oil, salt and vinegar. No idea what this is. We have a small salad, some fruit to go with that, and then lobster on top. And check that out. Metal and hard. Awesome real cutlery on a plane. Crazy. But yeah, this is just the starter.
Okay, so bathroom tour, finally. So we got a regular sink, toilet, nice little light up mirror, which is pretty cool. They said since this is the new plane, everything is like a wave technology, so you don't actually have to like touch any buttons, you just like wave and everything opens. Pretty cool.
Alright, so we just got off the plane and we've actually made it into the Air France lounge, which is included in our ticket since we're passing through here to our next stop, Amsterdam. But that flight was, wow. I mean, it was everything and more than I expected. I had seen some pictures before we took it, and I noticed last year it had just came out when we had booked our trip last year. And it's lived up to the hype that I built up in my head. The seat was great, the staff was great, the food was great. I mean, it was just an incredible experience. The only complaint that I could have is that the Wi-Fi was broke due to a maintenance issue, but other than that, everything was just perfect. Smooth flight, great big airplane, just a crazy awesome experience. But if you're only watching the video to see a review of the airplane, then this is probably your getting off point. Thanks so much for watching. And for those of you that want to see how we booked this flight for $325, well, we'll catch up with you when we get done at Amsterdam.
Whoa, 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 that's next week's video. Will, first you have to tell them about the points.
Oh yeah, let me switch the tape, hold on. So when it comes to booking award flights, there's a couple of things that you should probably know in order to find the best deal and take advantage of it. If you don't know, an award flight is when you use a frequent flyer programs with an airline like Air France Flying Blue Miles or Delta Sky Miles in order to book a flight instead of paying cash. And there are a few ways that you can earn these points. You can either fly with the airlines or you can transfer them from some select credit card provider. We transferred our miles from our Capital One Venture X card to Air France's frequent flyer program in order to book these flights. And in some instances, you can get an additional bonus when transferring. So for our case, we were able to take advantage of a transfer bonus of 20%. So when we transferred 1 point, we actually got 1.2 points. These flights usually cost 50,000 points apiece, so 100,000 points is what we should have paid, but we actually only paid 83,000 points in total thanks to that transfer bonus from Capital One. Another thing that we were able to take advantage of, and maybe you should look out for too, is sometimes the best points deals are not always in the city that you live in or a nearby city. So you have to take advantage of a repositioning flight, which is where you leave the city that you're used to and go to another city in order to find the best redemption deal or a better redemption deal. So in our case, when we were looking at flights out of Atlanta, they cost around 100 to 200,000 points per person, which is just so many points for a single flight. So we actually paid $89 to fly to Chicago on a cheaper flight in order to book the tickets for only 50,000 points apiece, which saved us a ton of points, and actually points that we didn't have. And the last travel hack that we took advantage of is extended layovers. Some airlines offer this whenever you book a points redemption. So Air France, actually, if you have a layover somewhere, so like say Paris or Amsterdam in our case, when you fly from wherever you're going to that place, you can call them up after you book the award flight and say, hey, I want to stay here for 4 days, which is exactly what we did for this flight. So that's why we're in Amsterdam for 4 days. In case you were curious, we'd never been here before. So we'd been to Paris before, so we took advantage of staying in Amsterdam. Just know that if you have multiple layovers like we did, coming from Chicago to Paris for a couple hours, to Amsterdam onto our final destination of Switzerland, you can only use the extended layover for one of those stops, not all of the stops. And if you're interested in the numbers for the points and miles nerds, these flights at the time of booking would have cost us $12,188, and we paid 83,333 points for these tickets. It's a redemption of almost 14 cents a point, which is insane in the points and miles world. So in total, those tickets only cost us $325 in taxes and fees, 83,000 points, and I guess $89 to get to Chicago, but who's counting? And we really hope that you've enjoyed this video, and we hope this information was helpful so that you can book your own reward flight to maybe a dream destination of your own. If you haven't already, please subscribe. It really helps us with these videos. But we have a lot coming down the pipeline, so stay tuned for more. Until next time.
So why would you need the hanger?
Well, I mean, if you're a business guy, that's what you need the hanger for. Business.
So we are in Chicago and we are about to board our Air France.
I think it's locked.
These seats, if you tap the button with your elbow, they just keep going. So if you tap it once, it just keeps going. And I was like, what's happening? I was going flat. Chicago. Okay. Business.